So yesterday we discussed about meaning, scope and relevance of anthropology. And then we discussed about relationship of anthropology with other disciplines. One discipline is social sciences. Second discipline is behavioral sciences, which is called as psychology. Third discipline is life sciences. So we discussed about these three. And today it is about relationship with medical science. What is the relationship with medical science? Medical science mainly deals about scientific way of curing the diseases. It is nothing but a scientific approach to understand the health and disease is part of medicine. So completely what medical science is objective in nature. Medical science is completely objective in nature, like life sciences. Whereas anthropology, they believe in medicine, they also believe in traditional medicine. Anthropology also studies about primitive man's medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, belief system, how people will believe supernatural beings if they get any illness. Yes or no? So anthropology is science as well as art. So hence anthropology is what? Objective as well as subjective. Medical science mainly deals about the disease which are been occurred because of natural reasons. Medical science will deal about the diseases which are been occurred because of natural reasons like bacteria, fungi, etc. Whereas anthropology will deal about the diseases which are because of natural reasons as well as supernatural reasons also. Why? Because in anthropology what we will study? In anthropology we study about religion. In medical science we don't deal about religion. Medical science we deal about formula. So anthropology will deal about the diseases which are been occurred because of natural reasons and supernatural reasons also. In religion what we will study? If anyone got a fever, what they will do? They will rotate one egg and they will throw another person. Or if not, if they are suffering for a fever since last 10 days, so the fever is not reducing at all, something blood should be there, they will catch one hen and they will cut the hen and they will put in the main road. They will wait, someone let them go. Yes, he went, finish. My fever will go on him. Means what? Some form of confidence. That we will discuss in religion. Means what? Anthropology also deals about the diseases which are because of natural reasons and because of supernatural reasons. Whereas medical science will deal about the diseases which are only because of natural reasons, science. Objective. Whereas anthropology is objective as well as subjective. The same thing we will be discussing. Medical science deals about health and diseases in the modern society, whereas anthropology deals about traditional medical system as well as modern medical system in association with what? Culture and society. So culture point of view, society point of view. I will tell you one example. When COVID vaccination came, people were reluctant to take vaccination. People did not accept vaccination. People did not accept Covaxin or Covishield or etc. Then suddenly people had a very big buzz and they started taking vaccination, if you remember. Then why they didn't accept it earlier, then why they accepted later, then what the government of India understood. People are having some wrong belief with respect to vaccination. So if I want to remove the wrong belief, so I have to send officers. Mainly they send anthropologists. Government of India had sent anthropologists to every village. And they asked, go and talk with village head, go and talk with shaman, go and talk with priest there. Go and talk with priest there. First you get the confidence of them. Once the headman, once the sarpanch, once the priest, if they take vaccine, then everyone will accept the vaccine. So this means behavioral aspect. Oh, my village headman had took the vaccine. Our priest took the vaccine. So 100% I have to take. It's a culture point of view. It is a society point of view. It's a headman point of view. It is a dominant caste point of view. You go and talk to the dominant caste in the village. If the dominant caste people take the vaccine, then everyone will take. Why? Because dominant caste people are role models in the village. Upper caste valle kada andar maata vinedi. So dominant caste person is taking the decision, means everyone will follow. So this they had understood, and then they recommended. So the government of India understood this, and government of India had sent anthropologists into every village. Then anthropologist had a discussion with the headman, discussion with the dominant caste, discussion with the priest. Then the priest took, headman, big man. Headman took, priest took, upper caste took, dominant caste took, sarpanch took. Then everyone started putting line. So who gave this knowledge? Anthropology gave this knowledge. So anthropology told, sir, if you tell that this is vaccine you take, your disease will be going, means no one will believe, sir. That they should understand. How they will understand? If we go into the society, if we go into the culture, and if we make them to understand from their perspective, then they will accept the medicine, sir. So they are not only bothered about anthropology, not only discuss about modern medicine, traditional medicine, culture point of view, society point of view, but medical science will deal only about medicine point of view, medical science point of view. Ackernet, one of the anthropologists, he want to tell that medicine, that is traditional medicine, Ackernet want to tell that everyone will think that traditional medicine is part of errors and superstitions. Traditional medicine is not a fine collection of errors and superstitions. How? But it explains what place medicine occupies in the lives of simple societies. For example, you know this. Medicine man will tell to take the medicine. But anthropologist will, what he will ensure, the people will not take the tablet as it is. If you remember, if an old man, if a senior citizen, if a village lady, if she is taking any medicine, she will pray the God and then she will put in her mouth. Means what? With medicine, belief system. So only medicine will not cure, medicine with God will cure the disease. So if you think that the traditional medicine or it is Ayurvedic medicine which is full of errors and superstitions, no man, it is more than that. Why? Because people will have belief in it. Belief will kill the disease 50%. So traditional medicine will kill 50% of the disease. The traditional medicine will create a 50% confidence which medical science cannot create. So Ackernet, one of the anthropologists, Ackernet want to tell that if you are thinking that traditional medicine is full of superstition, traditional medicine is full of errors, no man, it is with belief system. People belief is there, people confidence is there, hence it is very easy to cure the disease. Anthropologists have done cross-cultural study on people reaction to the health programs, especially the Western techniques. Here the belief, attitude and values of a community strongly influence people's interpretation of medical system. Anthropology told, Arey, you bought COVID vaccination, but what use, man, when people are not using it? Yes or no? If you had innovated COVID vaccination, what is use if people are not using? Anthropology will give guidelines. Anthropology will help you how we have to make the people to use the medicine. So if you blindly go and take this medicine, your headache will go. If you blindly go and tell that use this medicine, your fever will go, means they will not use. This knowledge was been given by whom? Anthropologists. So treatment is not only medicine point of view, treatment is medicine plus belief. You make the local people to believe it, you make the priest to tell them to take it, then they will take. So anthropology is more practical. Anthropology is more real. Whereas medical science is more about fact. Is more about fact. This is the fact. If you take this medicine, your disease will cure, that much only. Whether he is taking or not, the medical science will not bother. Are you getting my point? Medical science will tell that if you use this tablet, your disease will be gone. That much only. Whether you are using or not is not bothered by the medical science. Anthropology will create confidence that, hey, headman also used it, serpent also used it, priest also used it. So hence you can use it. Then they start using it. Medical science will become powerful if anthropologist is added to it. Medical science will become useful if anthropology guidance is there. Medical science will be useful if advice is coming from anthropologists. Why? Because medical science will not cure the disease. When we use the medical science, it will cure the disease. So what subject is making us to use the medicine? So anthropology is making the people to use it. Anthropology is ensuring it, yes, they will use. If we talk from society point of view, if you help them from culture point of view, if you help them, how it will be helping them. If this can be done only by which subject? Anthropology. However, there are separate disciplines within the anthropology which deals about health and medicine in man, which is called as epidemiological anthropology. These subdisciplines make a coordination between medical system, cultural norms and man. Means what? Medical system, culture and man. If this man is suffering from the disease, people will not directly use the medicine. People will use the medicine which is suitable for their culture. So people will use the medicine which is suitable for their culture. Just for example, I am telling you. In traditional Islamic society, they believe that we should not use contraceptives. There should not be any abortions. There should not be any contraceptives. Mainly contraception usage is not allowed in Islam traditionally. If they have the knowledge that if I use this contraception, I can avoid pregnancy, but still they will not use. Why? Because what is important for him? Culture. Following culture is important. Are you getting my point? Following culture is important. I am an Islamic man. My culture is I should not use contraceptions. God is giving the children, let them continue. I am not going to stop it. Why? Because what is important for me? Culture is important. Number one. Number two, in Christian society, mainly in Catholic Christian families, they will not go for abortions. They believe that if I go for abortion, then I am killing the child. So hence, whatever may be the situation, they are not going for abortion. For example, I will give you one case study. There is a girl called as Savita from Karnataka. She married one of her relative, and her husband got settled in Ireland. With husband, she went to Ireland and settled there. Ireland will follow very serious Catholic Christians rules. According to Catholic Christian rules, they should not go for abortions. The complete country. And she is 7 months pregnant, Savita. There was lot of complications with her pregnancy, and the doctors advised that you should go for abortion now. If not, you will die. If you go for abortion, at least the baby will die. Another time you can have pregnancy. But first you should leave. Then husband and wife, innocent husband and wife from Karnataka, wife is 22 years, husband is 25 years, they were been running across the hospitals for abortion of his wife. But all the hospitals, biggest of the biggest hospitals in Ireland, they denied abortion. They told that this is Ireland, we follow Catholic Christian rule. According to Catholic Christian rule, we should not go for abortions. Then eventually what happened? The baby died, the mother died. Means what? Medicine system is there to cure. Medicine system is there to do abortion. Medical equipment is there to make abortion. Medical equipment is there to make the mother alive. But whether they used it, why they didn't use it, what is important for them? Culture is important. There is a higher chance that mother can be cured. Here there is a higher chance that they can stop from increasing the population. They can stop by using just the contraceptives. Same thing. In Hindu families, if there are 4 girls, he will go for 5th issue also. Why? Because he wants son. So how many medical systems are there? It is not valid. Why? Because what is important role which is playing? Culture. So anthropology will tell the relationship between man and medical system and culture. Whereas medical system or medical science will explain only about the relationship between man and medicine. ఓ మ్యాన్కి మెడిసిన్కి ఉన్నటువంటి రిలేషన్షిప్ మెడికల్ సైన్స్ చెప్తుంది. మ్యాన్కి మెడిసిన్కి కల్చర్కి ఉన్న రిలేషన్షిప్ ఎవరు చెప్తారు? ఆంథ్రపాలజీ. వాట్ ద డాక్టర్ విల్ టెల్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ కెన్ డూ వి పీపుల్ డిడ్, నౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్ అవర్ హ్యాండ్స్. See for the red bulb, once operation theatre red bulb on means you will come, you should come, then I will tell whether he is alive or dead. By the time there one statue is there, go and worship there. Then one song will come, what I did God, what you are doing. Then suddenly rain will come, all this thing, and he will die. Means what? Doctors are also telling that it is man, it is medicine plus culture. So anthropology will give the relationship between man, medical system and culture. Whereas medical science will give relationship only between man and medicine. Like this, draw this diagram. This is anthropology. In between I will be dictating from now onwards. Every day bring one notes. In between wherever necessary for mains point of view I will be dictating few points. Not all points, few points. Draw this diagram. Draw this diagram. For every relationship I am giving one more diagram. Please kindly draw this diagram in the examination hall. So medical science means relationship between medicine system and medical system and man. Whereas anthropology means what? A relationship between medical system, man and culture. Then relationship with earth sciences. We understood the relationship of anthropology with social sciences, relationship of anthropology with behavioral sciences, anthropology with life sciences, anthropology with medical sciences. Now anthropology with earth sciences. What is earth sciences? Earth sciences means geography, environment. Yes, geography, environment and archaeology. What constitute earth sciences? We have Ministry of Earth Sciences also. So whatever things are happening with respect to geography, whatever things which are happening with respect to environment, whatever things which are happening with respect to geology, which is practically or which is popularly called as archaeology, is part of earth sciences. So earth sciences constitute what? Geography, environment and geology. In geography what we understand? In geography we understand about climatic factors. Through climatic factors we make an insight how man evolved. What is the topic? Relationship with earth sciences. In earth sciences what all we have? Geography, environment and geology. So first we are discussing about geography. What is the topic which we will discuss in anthropology? The first topic which we discuss in anthropology is how man evolved. So if you want to know about how man evolved, first you should understand the geography. What was the geography which is suitable for the evolution of man? Today we have mean room temperature which is called as 27 degrees centigrade. When we are living in 27 degrees centigrade, we will be very happy. We have boiling point 100 degrees centigrade, we have melting point 0 degrees centigrade. These are the standards For every geography, for man to evolve, what type of geographical conditions we need to have? If we have these geographical conditions, then only man can evolve. Means what? If I want to study about evolution of man, I should also have command on geography. Without having command on geography, I cannot have command on evolution of man. Why? Because man evolution is linked with geography. For example, you are listening class for 6 to 8 p.m. for 2 hours. If this class is completely suffocating, no ACs are working, huge humidity is there, huge temperature is there, whether you can focus? You cannot focus. Means your evolution with respect to anthropology is also conditioned by geography, which is around you. If that geography is friendly, if that geography is enabling you to have comfort, then only you can listen the class. In the same sense, whether the geography is enabling me to evolve, then I will evolve. If the geography is not enabling me to evolve, then obviously I cannot evolve. So there is a relationship between geography and evolution of the geographical conditions of Africa was responsible for evolution of man. That is the reason we tell, it's a PYQ also, 2025 question, Africa is called as cradle of man's civilization. Means what? Man evolved in Africa and man got consolidated in Europe. So that is the reason people will tell that any man is able to live in Africa, he can live anywhere. Why? Because man had adopted himself to live for African geography. So in the same way, we understand about climatic factors. Through climatic factors, we make an insight how man evolved. The evolution of man, which we study in anthropology, can be better understood if we have knowledge of geography. Hence, geography is linked to evolution of man. And evolution of man we study in which subject? Anthropology. Hence, there is a relationship between anthropology and geography or not? Hence, there is a relationship with anthropology and geography. For example, UPSC examination. You will be writing mains in the August. August, I think it is 22. Yes, August 22. August 22, 23, 24. 3 days you will be having exam. 22, 23, 24. Then 5 days you will be having preparation for your optional. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. 30 you will be having language paper. 31 you will be having optional paper. That is the reason they kept 22. So by 31st your examinations will be concluded. You are having the capacity to be in a geography not more than 48 hours. So for every 48 hours, if your geography is changing, then only you can sustain. But now what happened? Your center is somewhere in Vijayawada, we think. So 22 to 31, 10 days you have to stay in Vijayawada. You cannot move here and there. Why? Because your exams are going on. But your body is such that for every 48 hours, there should be change in geography. If there is no change in geography, you will be getting some fever. There should be some change. But there is no change in your geography. Then whether you can write your exams properly, then you cannot write your exams properly. Means your growth, your evolution is also linked to geography. You want to go to Delhi. The worst time to stay in Delhi is November, December, January. Why? Because there will be high cold, plus smog, plus because of stubble burning, huge smoke. People who cannot take pollution, they cannot live there. Means you have to take pollution. If you want to survive, you have to take air pollution. Then only you can survive in Delhi. Means the geography is also responsible for your growth, your evolution, your sustainability, the same thing. So there is a relationship between geography and anthropology. Second, environment. Environment plays a major role to understand the physical adaptations and cultural adaptations, which is studied under sub-branch called as ecological anthropology. There is another sub-discipline which is called as ecological anthropology. What we will study in ecological anthropology? For example, in India, if in India a person who is living in Jammu and Kashmir, if he is surviving there since 300 years, the family is surviving there since 300 years, cold temperature, then how his body will be there? His fat will be thick. His subcutaneous fat will be thick. He will be having bulky body hair. He will be having more body hair. Why, sir? Why? Because if there is thick fat, the temperature which is inside will not go out. The temperature which is inside will not go out. The cool temperature which is outside will not go easily into the body. So what will be there? Inside organs, inside cells will be warm. Number one. There will be more thicker body hair. Why? So that heat dissipation will not happen. If heat is getting dissipated, the hair will stop it. So what will happen? The body will be warm. So in cold temperature I should be warm or I should be cool? I should be warm. So who is making me to be warm? My body itself. When I am living in cold temperature, I myself getting adopted such that my fat is becoming thicker and my body is becoming more thicker. Body hair is becoming more thicker. So what is happening? Automatically in the process of thermal radiation, heat will be liberated outside. So that heat will not be liberated. Why? Because if heat is liberated, my body organs will become cool. Already outside temperature is very cool. So my inside temperature also becomes cool, means I will die. So I will have what? High body hair. When I have high body hair, the heat dissipation will not happen. So my internal organs will be warm. If I am living in equator, where the sun is on my top, so directly sun is falling on me, so I will be facing high temperature. When I am facing high temperature, heat dissipation from my body should be more or heat dissipation from my body should be less? Heat dissipation from my body should be more, so that my internal organs will be cool. Then what? There will be no subcutaneous fat. The fat will be less. When the fat is less, people will be thin. That is the reason people who are living in hot areas, they will be thin. The people who are living in cold areas, they will be fat. So when I am living in equator, my subcutaneous fat, my fat content will be less. Why? Because heat dissipation will be easy. The body hair will be less. So that the heat will be easily liberated outside. When heat is liberated outside, what will happen to my body? Cool. So, means in my survival, how I am adapting to environment, either biologically or culturally. These are called as what? Biological adaptation. My fat became thick, my body hair is more or my body hair is less. This is called as what? Biological adaptation. Cultural adaptation. When I am living in cold area, I will wear a blanket. When I am living in hot area, I will wear cotton clothes. Cultural adaptation means what? If man need to be survived, then he should adapt to the environment. So adaptations are very important. Then only man can evolve. Evolution of man we study in which discipline? Anthropology. So if I want to evolve, I have to adapt to environment. Hence there is a relationship with environment and anthropology. Why? Because my evolution depends upon how I am going to adapt to the environment. The environment can be cold environment, the environment can be hot environment, sometimes high altitude. If I am climbing mountains, what will happen in high mountains? Hypoxia condition. Oxygen availability will be less. Then what? My body will respond, create more RBCs. When there is more RBCs, I will try to take more oxygen. So I will be survived. Biological adaptations means what I want to tell you, in the process of evolution of man, how perfectly man adapts to the environment, that much perfectly man will evolve. So there is a relationship between anthropology and environment. If anyone want to know how man had evolved, compulsory he need to master geography. So there is a relationship between geography and anthropology. If a man want to evolve, then man need to adapt to the environment. Hence there is a relationship between environment and anthropology. Yes or no? To understand the cultural evolution and evolution of man, there is a need of knowledge from geology. Calculating the timescales of material remains is done under archaeology. Means what? If I want to know how man had evolved culturally. How man had evolved culturally. We want to know how we evolved. Then what we will do? How man used to live 10,000 years ago. How man used to live 1 lakhs years ago. How man used to live 10 lakhs years ago. Means 1 million years ago. What we will do? We will do for excavations. We will go deeper into the ground. Study of earth is called a geology. We will go into the deeper. If we got one tool which is rough hand axis, little bit top, I got advanced hand axis, little bit top, I got more advanced hand axis, little bit top, I got bow and arrow, little bit top, I got sword, little bit top, I got more advanced small tools. Means what is understanding? Oh, man lived here. Man lived here. That is the reason in the same geography, when I went deeper, I got rough tools. Little bit top, more advanced tools. Little bit top, more advanced tools. Little bit top, for example, this is earth. If this is earth surface, I dig it up to here 100 meters. I dig it up to here 300 meters. I dig it up to here 500 meters. I dig it up to here 700 meters. Inside the earth, study of earth's crust is geology. Here I found rough hand axis. Here I found advanced hand axis. Here I found more advanced tool or hand axis, Godali. Here I found more sophisticated tool. Now what you will understand? So man was living here. So when I went deeper, this man was rough. This man is little bit advanced. This man is little bit advanced. This man is little bit advanced. So with respect to time, evolution happened. Then with archaeology knowledge, they come to a conclusion that the tools which are available 700 meters is 10,000 years ago. The tools which I got at 500 meters is 5,000 years ago. And the tools I got at 300 meters, 2,000 years ago. And the tools which I got at 100 meters, 500 years ago. With respect to time, whether evolution will happen or not. With respect to tool, there will be advancement of tools or not. There will be advancement of tools. So the knowledge of geology is very important to understand not biological evolution but cultural evolution. How man evolved culturally, how man evolved with respect to tools, how man evolved with respect to civilization, how man evolved with respect to how he is using tools for his existence. For example, 2010 if we talk about, 2005 we talk about, 2005. In our classroom, see 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020, 2025. Within the span of 20 years, you only tell me. 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020, 2025. 2005, who is sitting in our classroom, if he is catching long, big Motorola phone, he is God. By 2010, if any person is playing 1100 Nokia mobile phone snake game, means he is a superhero of our classroom. If he is eating one means kick. If sound is coming means everyone used to rotate around him. 2010. 2012-13 Nokia camera phone 6600. If anyone is carrying 6600 phone means we used to be with him. Give one's phone. 2012, 2013. 2016-17 advanced phones. 2025 advanced. With respect to time we are evolved or not? With respect to time we evolved. Similarly, Older things will be deeper. Recent things will be on the top. ఎర్త్లో పైన రీసెంట్వి దొరుకుతాయా, పాతవి దొరుకుతాయా? మీకు లంక బిందెలు ఉంటాయి కదా, బంగారు బిందెలు. అవి మనకి దొరకాలి అని అంటే లోపటి వరకు వెళ్ళి వెతుకుతారా మనుషులు, పైన వెతుకుతారు? దాని అర్థం ఏంటి? వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఆన్ ద టాప్ విల్ బి ద రీసెంట్ వన్. వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ డీపర్ విల్ బి ద ఓల్డర్ వన్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇన్ అశోక్ నగర్, if I started digging here, I got bow and arrow, I got rough hand axis, I got rug hand axis. Rug hand axis I got, rough hand axis I got 700 meters, I got soft hand axis 300 meters, I got bow and arrow 100 meters. Means man evolved here, man was there here, means man was living 5000 years ago. Man was living in Ashok Nagar 2000 years ago. Man was living in Ashok Nagar 500 years ago. So, whether it is making me to understand how man evolved culturally or not, మనిషి కల్చరల్గా ఎవాల్వ్ అయ్యాడా లేడా అని చెప్పడానికి కారణం ఏంటి? టూల్స్ విచ్ ఈజ్ యూజింగ్. ఇన్ అవర్ క్లాస్ రూమ్, ఇఫ్ వన్ పర్సన్ ఈజ్ సిట్టింగ్, హీ ఈజ్ నాట్ యూజింగ్ స్మార్ట్ ఫోన్, హీ ఈజ్ యూజింగ్ మాన్యువల్ ఫోన్. And it's not by wish, it is not by choice. He don't know about digital phone, he don't know about smartphone. Whether we will come to conclusion that we konja teda na kada, we will come to a conclusion that there is some problem, some basic problem is there with this particular person. Why? Because he is not evolving with time. Why? According to 2025 year, if he is not using also, he should have the knowledge of smartphone. According to 2025, if he is not using also, at least he need to have the knowledge of smartphone. But he is telling that I don't know smartphone, means he is a primitive man. Ala jaragadu kada. Ante that means if we are going deeper, rough tools, rugged tools, advanced tools, more advanced tools, we will be coming to a conclusion. So that gives us understanding that calculating the time scales of material remains is done under archaeology. Archaeology was separate discipline because of its archaeological evidences linked with cultural habits. It is more associated with anthropology. Hence, archaeology became a sub-discipline of anthropology called as archaeological anthropology. Means what I want to tell you earlier, archaeology itself was a sub-discipline. Archaeology itself was a separate discipline. Why? Because it is studying about how cultures got evolved. Then anthropology started studying about evolution of man, biological evolution of man, cultural evolution of man. So anyhow, anthropology is studying about cultural evolution of man. No, why we have to separately study archaeology? So hence archaeology also became part of anthropology. Hence called as archaeological anthropology. So in the process of evolution, conclusion, in the process of understanding the evolution of man, we need to have knowledge on geography, environment, geology. When we have the knowledge on geography, environment and geology, then only we can understand the evolution of man. And evolution of man is studied in the subject called as anthropology. Hence there is a relationship of anthropology with geography, environment and geology. What is our target? Relationship of anthropology with earth sciences. Hence, anthropology is having a relationship with geography, environment, earth sciences. These three together is part of earth sciences. Hence, anthropology is related with earth sciences. So we are proving, hence proved mathematics. Sociology and anthropology, yes, there is a relationship. Sociology and behavioral sciences, yes, there is a relationship. Life sciences and anthropology, yes, one is objective, other is subjective, but however, both are related some or the other way. Medical science, there is some relationship. Earth sciences, there is some relationship. Means what? Because of all these relationships, we are telling that anthropology is multidisciplinary in nature. I am still in introduction only from yesterday. I did not go into the original subject. The original subject will start from 1.4. 1.4 is original syllabus. Now I am making you to understand why anthropology is called as multidiscipline in nature. Anthropology is called as multidiscipline. Why? Because anthropology is related with social science, anthropology is related with behavioral science, anthropology is related with medical science, life science and earth science. Anthropology relationship with humanities. How anthropology is related with humanities. Now, earth sciences means geography, environment and geology. Now, humanities means what? Polity, economy and history. MA, BA, Bachelor of Arts. Together we call arts and commerce as humanities. Mainly arts courses are called as humanities. So humanity courses means what? Studying about polity, studying about economy, studying about history is called as humanities. Relationship of anthropology with humanities, first is with what? History. Understand this. Basic thing, history we study only from when we got a script. When we got a script, from that particular point onwards, what all we study is called as history. But anthropology will study before availability of script. So when we got a script is called as ancient. Before script is called as prehistory. Pre-ancient, which is popularly called as prehistoric. That is the reason prehistoric studies we call it as. Before history also will be studied in which subject? Anthropology. History only studies from script. That is the reason in history subject you will be having ancient, medieval and modern. Starts with ancient. But in anthropology we will be studying ancient, medieval, modern plus prehistory. Means before script also we study in which subject? Anthropology. So which is wide? Anthropology is wide or history is wide? Anthropology is wide. Why anthropology is wide? So anthropology not only study ancient, medieval, modern plus prehistory. What we studies are in prehistory, which you study in your history subject, general studies. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic. These all are there in anthropology also. What you study in your general studies, that the same things you will also study in anthropology subject. Like what, sir? Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Chalcolithic. These all are called as what, sir? Prehistory. What is prehistory? Before script, what is there is called as prehistory. But history means what? Ancient, medieval and modern. So anthropology is more wider. Anthropology is more broader. History is more narrow. History studies only from script. Or script, if script is available, koi bhi padhta hai na. Anyone can read if there is a script. Anthropology will read without script. Anthropologists will study before script. Anthropologists will identify and analyze before the availability of any write-ups. That is the greatness of anthropology. And history studies about event. Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey, or first independence movement, Sipahi revolt. History subject deals about events or people or dynasties or things. Anthropology studies in evolutionary perspective. Anthropology tries to understand how evolution happened. It will not give importance for events, it will not give importance for people, it will give importance for trend. Evolution, how the evolution happened. What are all the general changes which happened. How man started evolving. Means what, sir? In your case, anthropology will study Where is your school? Where is your intermediate? Where is your degree? Where you took coaching and how much rank you got? Where you got training after getting rank and where you got posted? How you died? This is anthropology. History. How he got rank? Whom he married? How much money earned by corruption? Means only events will be studied in history. So if I want to understand you, I have to understand an evolutionary pattern, or I need to understand events point of view, evolution point of view. There is similarity between history and anthropology. Both disciplines study human life as a continuous system in historical context. Both examine the origin and development of institutions in evolutionary sequences. Both study the aspect of change. But however, history mainly studies from benchmark called as script. Keep here first point. Underline this. History will study mainly from availability of script. అంటే రాతపూర్వకంగా ఎప్పటి నుంచి అయితే ఉందో, స్క్రిప్ట్ ఎప్పటి నుంచి అయితే అవైలబుల్గా ఉందో అప్పటి నుంచి మాత్రమే చదివేటటువంటి సబ్జెక్ట్ పేరు హిస్టరీ. ఆ రాతపూర్వకంగా లేనప్పుడు కూడా చదివేటటువంటి సబ్జెక్ట్ పేరు ఏంటి? ఆంథ్రోపాలజీ. Whereas anthropology is more holistic and wider because it deals not only ancient history but prehistory as well as evolution of life forms. These studies are absent in history. It will not. Anthropology will study about evolution. Anthropology study about prehistory. Anthropology also studies about evolution of life forms. History will not study all these things. So first point or first paragraph is what? Anthropology is broader, whereas history is narrower. Second, history is more individual events. Anthropology is more about human adaptations and institutions. History is mainly about what? Individuals. Chhatrapati Shivaji, Akbar, Battle of Buxar, Chandragupta Maurya, that's much only. But anthropology talks about how the Mauryan dynasty came or how the man evolved eventually. So the process will be studied in anthropology. Second. Third, field work is minimum in history, mainly largely depends on literary sources, whereas anthropology field work is maximum. Indus Valley civilization. Today also we are unable to decipher the script of Indus Valley civilization. Earlier, when we are not into the specialized subject, Indus Valley civilization was part of history. But originally, Indus Valley civilization does not belong to history. As the general trend, when you go into the specialized subject, then only you will be studying about Indus Valley civilization. Why? Because Indus Valley civilization doesn't have script. History means from script. Indus Valley civilization script is not deciphered. Means Indus Valley civilization subject belongs to whom technically? Anthropology. So Indus Valley civilization, again you will be studying in the subject called as anthropology. We are more into field work. Without script also our anthropologist, Mortimer Wheeler is not historian. Mortimer Wheeler, who had discovered Indus Valley civilization in Pakistan, he is an archaeological anthropologist. Without deciphering the script also, we understood Indus Valley civilization completely. By doing field work, going there, analyzing it, what might be the trade center, what is there in Lothal, what is there in Mohenjo-daro, what is there in Harappa. We went there and we started studying. These all things will not be there in history. Already some inscriptions will be there. They will be reading the inscriptions and they will be coming to the conclusion. Anthropology is a subject. They will be making conclusions without script by doing field work. So that means history is narrower, anthropology is broader. So from this what we are analyzing, it can be the social sciences, means in your Indian society of paper 2, in your GS1, you have 3 modules: history, geography, Indian society. Your complete Indian society will be in your anthropology paper 2. relationship of anthropology with social sciences. Second, relationship of anthropology with psychology, behavioral science. We have in culture personality school. Means what I want to prove from all these things, what UPSC want to know, you are entering into the subject called as anthropology. Anthropology is a multidiscipline. So UPSC is introducing you to the subject of anthropology. So I am comparing with history and anthropology. I am comparing geography and anthropology. I am comparing environment and anthropology. I am comparing geology and anthropology. I am comparing economics and anthropology. I am comparing polity and ఆంథ్రపాలజీ. ఇవన్నిటితో కంపేర్ చేసి నేను ఏ కంక్లూజన్ మీకు చెప్తున్నానంటే, సో ఆంథ్రపాలజీ ఈస్ ఎ మల్టీ డిసిప్లినరీ నేచర్. వై? బికాస్ ఆంథ్రపాలజీ ఇస్ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ సోషల్ సైన్స్, ఆంథ్రపాలజీ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ బిహేవియరల్ సైన్స్, ఆంథ్రపాలజీ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ మెడికల్ సైన్స్, ఆంథ్రపాలజీ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ లైఫ్ సైన్స్, ఆంథ్రపాలజీ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ ఎర్త్ సైన్స్, ఆంథ్రపాలజీ రిలేటెడ్ విత్ హ్యుమానిటీస్. ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ద కంక్లూజన్ ఈస్ yes, proved anthropology is multidisciplinary in nature. I know that UPSC will not ask question right about the relationship between anthropology and medical science. Never they will ask. But how you can tell that anthropology is multidisciplinary in nature? These all relationships you are right. Political science. Political science deals about political systems of modern societies and their comparisons, whereas anthropology deals about political systems of simple societies and their evolution. Listen again. PSIR option. Political science will study about modern political systems. What is the political system in America? What is the political system in China? What is the political system in India? Today, what are all the political systems are there will be studied in the subject called as political science. But in anthropology, we will study about how political systems came, how political systems evolved, what type of political systems were been there in primitive man, whether they used to have elections, whether there would be prime minister, then how they had evolved, how they grown up, if they have any conflict, how they solved it, whether they have any constitution, whether they have any rule book. Is it not a question for us? Is it not a question for us? Infinite curiosity. We have this question or not? How we evolved? We have this much complex system today, police system, judicial system, civil society, municipality. How this all evolved, man? Answer will be given a subject called as anthropology. Political science will study only about the political systems of today's society. Anthropology talks about how the political systems evolved. We will understand how the political systems evolved and we will come to today. So how the evolution of political systems came till today and we compare today. So comparative analysis will be having, evolutionary analysis will be happening in anthropology. Whereas in political science, today what are political systems and how the political systems are arranged. Only today's point of view we will be studying political science. Today and yesterday point of view we will be studying in anthropology. The political system is unique. That is state. Whereas in anthropology, the political systems are like band level political organization, tribe level political organization, kingdom level political organization, state level political. Ee roju unnatuvanti political system is called as state level political organization. Only state level political organization will be studied in political science. But in anthropology, how band political systems were there, how tribe political systems are there, how kingdom political systems are there. For example, Mughal dynasty was super powerful. The only problem for Mughal dynasty is centralized. If they want to take one decision also, it should go to the top and it should come down. By the time will consume, no? So it is only because of centralization. So evolution of each and every political system will be studied in anthropology. Only the modern political system will be studied in political science. In anthropology, it deals about the functions of legitimate authority, law and justice, and sanctions in simple societies, whereas in political science, we deal about all the things present in anthropology as well as anthropology talks about what are the sanctions. For example, I will tell you. Political science mainly discuss about political systems and rule book. He did this crime, he did chori, theft. I will open the book. For theft, this is the crime, go. He did cheating. So IPC section 420 subject to Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, this is the punishment, go. So everything is rule book oriented, we will be studying in political science. But in anthropology, there are some sanctions. There are some political systems whereby a person which is coming from his mouth itself is a punishment. Peddarayudu. Why people are believing one person is becoming so much big? If something is coming from his mouth means people will follow it. Means how the political systems are arranged in each and every society is studied in anthropology. How the political systems follow the rule book is studied in political science. And political systems in simple societies are egalitarian, whereas political systems in modern societies are stratified. This we understood from anthropology. There is an inherent relationship between political system and man, which studied in a subdiscipline called as political anthropology. Means what I want to tell you, humanities means a combination of history, combination of polity, combination of economics. History scope is how much, anthropology scope is how much. Political science scope is how much, anthropology scope is how much. And how both are interrelated. And the third is economics. Economic subject will deal mainly with respect to profit and loss. Economics will deal mainly about what I get. Economics mainly deals about demand and supply. Anthropology deals about relationship between economics, man and culture. Means what? In economics, I mainly deals about what? Relationship between economics is what? Relationship between man and economics. Means profit and loss. What I get, how much I get, what benefits I am going to get, what is profit, how much is loss, that is studied in which subject? And in economic anthropology which is, in anthropology when we are studying economics point of view, it is called as economic anthropology. In anthropology when we are studying from economics point of view, it is called as economic anthropology. In economic anthropology, we will be understanding the relationship between man, economics and culture. Man, economics and culture. For example, I will tell you. A brother and sister is there. A brother is riding auto and the sister is a civil servant working in Delhi. Bad luck, the brother became auto driver. On Raksha Bandhan day, sister travelled from Delhi to meet the auto driver brother and tied Rakhi and again went back. First example. Second example. Brother is in high-tech city, sister is in Ashok Nagar. Raksha Bandhan festival. And sister told, I cannot get up, I am in hostel, I am not feeling well. We will celebrate Raksha Bandhan next Raksha Bandhan. Or I don't have any metro ticket money, I cannot come. If you want, you send me the money, then I will come. Then you have to give me 2000 rupees, then only I will come. Or else, sister send one Rakhi photo, WhatsApp. Then brother send 500 rupees photo, WhatsApp. Means where only economic relations are given importance. Where only economic relations are given importance. But another example where economics, man plus culture. So she didn't give any importance. Why? Because no benefit she is not going to get. Why? Because brother is auto driver. But still she travelled, she came, She did her duty and she went. Means she gave importance to culture. In anthropology, we study the relationship between man, economics, culture. In economics, we deal about man and economics. Economics means here profit and loss, demand and supply. So economics is limited for economic transactions, but anthropology deals about economics, man and culture. So the role of culture in economics is studied in which subject? Anthropology. There is no role of economics, there is no role of culture in economics that we study in modern economics. Means anthropology also deals about economics. So there is a relationship between anthropology and economy, but anthropology is one step ahead. It also considers what? Culture. It also considers what? Culture, values, human relations. But economics will deal only about profit and loss, demand and supply, what I am going to get. Economics. In anthropology also economics is there. Economics plus culture. Economics plus human values. Economics plus human relations. So hence anthropology is more than economics. Hence it is called as economic anthropology. Economics mainly deals about modern societies. The principles of economics are profit and loss, profit maximization and self-interest. Here there is no role for kinship relations, no role for culture, no role for social behavior. Whereas economics of simple societies means economic anthropology. Is studied under economic anthropology. Here there is no place for profit maximization and vested interest. Here social norms, kinship relations and cultural behaviors play major role. Economics is there, but economics with cultural norms, social behavior, kinship relations. Kinship means relationship. Kinship relations are given importance. So there is a relationship with economics and anthropology. Hence that is called as economic anthropology. Relationship with polity and anthropology, which is called as what? Political anthropology. Economic theories are applicable to only modern nations and not to primitive societies. Here the system is called as formalism. In economic anthropology, the principles are applied only to simple societies. Hence the system is called as substantivism. That you will understand later, but now I will tell you. Formalism is nothing but economics of modern societies is called as formalism. Economics of simple societies means tribal societies is called as substantivism. Economics of simple societies is called as substantivism. Means economics are there in tribal societies also, but which is called as economic anthropology, where I will give importance to economics, but not only economics with culture, values, social behavior, etc. Hence there is a relationship with anthropology, economics, anthropology, polity, anthropology, history. Hence anthropology is related with humanities. From this, I am concluding that. So anthropology is interrelated with social science. Anthropology is related with behavioral science. Anthropology is related with life science. Anthropology is related with medical science. Anthropology is related with earth science. Anthropology is related with humanities. Hence, anthropology is multidisciplinary in nature. Hence, anthropology is not a unilateral subject. Hence, anthropology is not a single subject. Hence, anthropology is related with every subject which is there. Hence, it is called as multidisciplinary in nature. We completed 1.2, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Introduction only. I am introducing anthropology to you. I am introducing subject to you. Original subject will start from 1.4, then you will be more interested. This is just what is anthropology. You should know what way. Before going into it, you need to know. Before going into UPSC, you need to know UPSC. Before going into IAS, you need to know IAS. Then you can work properly. So in the first subject, first unit, what I told yesterday, I discussed about meaning, I discussed about scope, I discussed about how it got developed. And today I discussed about how it related to other subjects so that I can call anthropology as a. Now how many branches are there? Then I will discuss P by Qs. After 1.3, I will discuss P by Q. Branches of anthropology. First 4 branches are there. First branch is socio-cultural anthropology. 1.3 print out. They will give. Branches of anthropology. First one is what? Socio-cultural anthropology. Second one is biological anthropology. Third one is called as linguistic anthropology. And fourth one is called as archaeological anthropology. కింది వైపులు కింద ఉన్న వాళ్ళని పైకి రమ్మను. కింద ఉన్న వాళ్ళని పైకి రమ్మను అంటున్నా. క్యాప్ వాళ్ళు తీసుకొస్తారు ప్రింట్అవుట్స్. హౌ మెనీ బ్రాంచెస్ ఆర్ దేర్? Socio-cultural anthropology, biological anthropology, linguistic anthropology, archaeological anthropology. There are 4 sub-branches of anthropology. So anthropology is nothing but anthropology is divided into 4 sub-branches. First branch is called as socio-cultural anthropology. Second sub-branch is called as biological anthropology. Third sub-branch is called as linguistic anthropology. Fourth sub-branch is called as archaeology. So 4. Syllabus is divided into 4 branches. So first branch is called as socio-cultural anthropology. So what is socio-cultural anthropology? First I will tell you. How man is part of society. Social means society. And in the process of 1.3 printout, Sainath, Tiskara. How man is part of society. And when he is part of society, there are some rules and regulations. First you should understand this. What is society? Samajam. Samaj क्या होता है? It's an aggregation of group of people. It's an aggregation of group of people because of a criteria is called as society. It's an aggregation, average. We all people come together and we all correct by a criteria. The criteria is called as religion. The criteria is called as nation also, India. We are all corrected by what? India. So when the different individuals, we have a we feeling because of a common criteria is called as society. India is called as Indian society. Why? Because we have a common criteria. What is that? Indians. When we are living in Gujarat, we will be having a society called as Gujarati society. Why? Because we are living in Gujarat. When we all people are speaking Tamil, hence it is called as Tamilian society. Why? Because our common factor is what? Language. So the criteria which is common and which is unifying the people to stay together is called as society. That group of people who are coming together based upon a criteria and staying together is called as society. For example, this is Anthropology society. We all are different peoples. But one factor is unifying us. What is that one factor which is unifying us? Anthropology. Hence the society is called as what? Anthropology society. Number one. So society is nothing but a group of people coming together, staying together because of a criteria is called as society. So society is what? Where the group of people coming together, staying together based upon a criteria is called as society. It can be Anthropology society, Muslim society, Hindu society, it can be Bengali society, it can be Gujarati society, it can be Indian society also. Now, whether we have to come together and stay together, whether we have to stay happily also. So, the condition is whether we have to come together and live or we have to live together happily. Whether, understand this, we all are living like a society today because of a criteria, whether we have to live together or we have to live together happily or just we have to live together. We have to live together happily. We have to live together without any conflicts. We have to live together without any issue. So just forming a society is not enough, and that society should have an happy existence. So just a formation of society is not enough, the society also should have a happy existence. For that happy existence, what we have to do? But for happy existence, what we need to have? We need to have rules and regulations. What is the rules and regulations? Culture. This is Anthropology society now. We are united by Anthropology. So our unification is called as what? Anthropology society we formed. Whether we should only form Anthropology society or we should also evolve in Anthropology subject. We should also evolve in Anthropology subject. If we want to evolve in Anthropology subject, I should teach properly, you should also listen properly. I should explain subject, you should also listen silently. So what we created? We created some rules and regulations. What we created rules and regulations? In class there should be pin drop silence. If you have any doubts after the topic has been completed, you can ask the doubts. And I should mainly focus upon the subject, not unnecessary things. And after the topic, if I make you to write answers, you can write very good answers. Then the Anthropology society will continue. Then you will come to tomorrow class. If nothing I am teaching, if I am simply wasting time, tomorrow you will not come to the class. Means what? I am not following the cultural norms. So Anthropology society was being formed, but the society got collapsed. Why? Because I didn't or you didn't follow rules and regulations. That rules and regulations is called as culture. Like what, sir? Values, beliefs, customs, traditions, food habits, dress habits, etc. Your family is itself a society. Father, mother, brother, sister is a society. Miniature of society. Father have rules and regulation. Mother have rules and regulation. Sister have rules and regulations. Brother have rules and regulations like values, beliefs, customs, traditions, or everyone is behaving according to their wish. Whether father is behaving according to his, whether mother is behaving according to her wish, whether brother is behaving according to wish, or everyone is following rules and regulations. Everyone is following rules and regulations. Means what? That rules and regulations is called as culture. So the society will move on when we follow culture. So the relationship of man as part of society, when he is part of society, he need to follow the culture. Hence the subject is called as socio-cultural anthropology. So this is a sub-branch of anthropology. This is a branch of anthropology, which means man in society, man in culture. We are living in our Ashok Nagar society. We are part of Ashok Nagar society. Till that time we will be living in Ashok Nagar society when your purpose is been served. When people are living with values, when people are living with rules and regulations, when people are not becoming violent, people are not behaving like animals, till that time you will be living in Ashok Nagar. Means what? It is not only the society to move on, there is need to follow rules and regulations. That rules and regulations is nothing but culture. So, anthropology first branch is called as what? Socio-cultural anthropology. So that we are going to discuss now. Socio-cultural anthropology. Definition. According to Charles Winnick. In ఏమంటాడు socio-cultural anthropology అంటే what he want to tell? We want from anthropologist definition. No? What I told is general understanding. Now anthropologist point of view. What we should write. Now you understood what I told, the same will be there. Charles Winnick told the study of social behavior, especially from the point of view of systematic comparative study of social forms and institutions. So we will be studying about how social behaviors are there in different societies. Socio-cultural anthropology. What is the social behavior in America? What is the social behavior in Chanchu tribal community? What is the social behavior in Asia? What is the social behavior in Hyderabad? So comparatively we will be understanding what is their social behavior, what is their culture. We will be understanding all the societies, all the cultures in which subject? Socio-cultural anthropology. So socio-cultural anthropology according to Charles Winnick is that we will be understanding the social behaviors of different societies and different cultures. వేరు సమాజాలు, వేరు సొసైటీస్, వాళ్ళ బిహేవియర్స్ ఏంటి, వాళ్ళ యొక్క కల్చర్స్ ఏంటి, అది ఎందులో చదువుతాం మనము? సోషో-కల్చరల్ ఆంథ్రోపాలజీ చదువుతాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, in Gulf, if they want to get married, I will take my example. If I take some other examples, no one will keep quiet. I will take my example. If I want to get married, if I am a Gulf man from Saudi Arabia, whom I will marry, first importance will be given for relatives. Whom he will marry? Me, my father, my father's brother. Me, I can be ego. Ego means male or female. Me, my father, my father's brother, my father's brother's daughter or son, if my ego is male or female. I can marry my father's brother's daughter. In our society they are called as what? Brother and sister. But in Islamic societies of Gulf, the marriage will happen between ego's father's brother's daughter. They are technically called as brother and sister, but marriage will happen like this. In our society, South India, if my marriage need to be happened, me, my father, my father's sister's daughter, me, my father, my father's sister's daughter, it is accepted in your brain. Yes sir, correct. When I told first, your brain was not accepting. Social behaviors. This we will be studying in socio-cultural anthropology. So varieties of social behaviors. What is accepted in that culture, it is not accepted in this culture. A festival is happening, a celebration is happening. Chalo, we will have beef today. It is accepted in society. Same is not accepted in other society. We will have a big celebration. Chalo, bring 4 pigs. We will make pork. A pigs. It is accepted in one society, not accepted in other society. Different social behaviors based upon different setups we will be studying in socio-cultural anthropology. So we will get a perspective. Oh, why people are accepting this behavior, why people are not accepting this behavior. What type of behavior is accepted here, what type of behavior is not accepted here. That he want to tell. We will be studying what? Comparatively. Socio-cultural anthropology includes the study of ways of life of people in terms of place and time. It is the branch which studies socio-cultural evolution and variation. How we evolved social culturally and how there is variations. Marpul. How we evolved. For example, sir. Today we are following monogamy. One wife, one husband is called as monogamy. But in the process of our evolution of marriage as part of socio-cultural institution, we used to have group marriages. 4 males you would marry 4 females. Then what happened? 1 male would marry 4 female. Then what happened? 1 female would marry 4 male. Now what happened? 1 male, 1 female. Evolution. You ask your grandfathers in your village, you will see 90% of the grandfathers will be having 2-3 grandmothers, mainly 2 grandmothers. Polygyny. Now you will see no one, it's a crime now. How marriage system evolved, that type of societies we will be studying in which subdiscipline? Socio-cultural anthropology. Means this we are going to study in socio-cultural anthropology, which is unit number 2, unit number 3, unit number 4, unit number 5. These 4 subunits, these 4 units together called as socio-cultural anthropology module. Hence one branch of anthropology. Socio-cultural anthropologists are interested in description and comparison of all human cultures as they search and describe various diverse cultures as subfields which emphasizes. First one is what? Ecological anthropology, relationship of culture and their environment. In this we will study about how cultures are because of environment. ఏ కల్చర్ అయినా సరే ఆ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్కి అనుకూలంగా ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐ విల్ టెల్. ఇన్ వెస్టర్న్ వరల్డ్, not India, in Western world, consuming liquor is part of their culture. It is because the environments are colder. So in order to maintain some amount of temperature in their body, they consume a little amount of liquor. So that culture is because of which factor? Environment. So one of the subject of socio-cultural anthropology is what? Ecological anthropology. Second one is what? Cultural historians. Write this point here. Cultural historians. Where? Will come. Cultural historians. Write down. Second, cultural historians. There one point. Cultural historians mainly studies about how cultures evolved. How cultures evolved. First point is what? Ecological anthropology. Culture is because of environment. Culture historians, how the cultures got evolved. Second subject. First subject is ecological anthropology. Second subject is culture historians. Third, economic anthropology, how man is related to economics. In the process of relationship of man with economics, what is the role played by culture? Draw this diagram here. Man, culture, economics. Man, culture, economics. Next, social anthropology. What is the relationship between man and society? We are part of society or we are not part of society? We are part of society. Man will think that I am individual, I can do. No, never. Man is never individual. Man never born individual. Man is a social animal. Compulsory another man's help and support is necessary, inevitable for his growth. So man is interrelated with the society. Will be studied in social anthropology. Draw this diagram. Psychological anthropology is also studied here. Relationship between individuals and their cultures. Relationship between man and culture, which results in behavior. Psychological anthropology. So if you see the diagram, you will remember, that's it. See, one thing I want to give you clarity, that is, now you are into the optional classes, means you should not think like small children, or you should not think like I am a starter, I am a beginner. No, your brain should accept that I am grown up, I know, I have some subject, I can think out of the box. Then you can understand subject easily. And you have to think logically. It's logically correct or not. I will explain logically with practical examples only. Upon make subject think easier, then you can understand subject very easily. Now you see. What is this? Psychological anthropology. In psychological anthropology, what we will be studying? The relationship between the man and culture. But sir, psychology is behavior point of view, no? Yes or no? Psychology means behavior point of view. Means what? Man's behavior is determined by culture. Hence psychological anthropology. Once 20 years back, if any woman is riding active, not 20 years back, 10 years back, if any woman is riding Activa bike, then we used to everyone, yes or no? At the time our culture did not accept it. All used to talk, see how she is going. Culture changed, people adopted, people had changed because of cultural change. Culture changed, man adopted, man behavior changed. Now we are accepting. Once upon a time, when daughter-in-law is going for a job, what type of family when you are sending your daughter-in-law for a job? Your situation became that much worse that you are unable to live without sending your daughter-in-law outside. Today, your daughter-in-law is not doing any job at time. Means what? With respect to the time, there is a change in culture. With respect to change in culture, there is change in behavior. Hence, psychological point of view will study in which subdiscipline? Psychological anthropology of discipline called as socio-cultural anthropology. In socio-cultural anthropology, how many subheadings are there? First one, ecological anthropology. Second subheading, culture historians. Third, economic anthropology. Fourth, social anthropology. Fifth, psychological anthropology. Sixth, political anthropology. Relationship between man and politics. Write down one point there, political anthropology. In political anthropology, we will be understanding the relationship between man. We will be understanding the relationship between the man and his established political system. Based on society and culture. 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 For example, earlier, when one man will come, he will sit in the chair, then everyone will sit. They will ask, what happened, what happened? Then kill him means everyone will go and kill him. People accepted it. Means what? The society is thinking that whatever the man tells will be correct, hence the culture is created by that man. So the political system of that village is determined by the man. This type of aspects we will be studying in political anthropology. And now socio-culture, I explained you about socio-cultural anthropology. Now social separately and culture separately. I divided socio-cultural anthropology into so first social anthropology, then cultural anthropology. It's a PYQ, so I am going deeper. The social anthropology was been devised by Radcliffe Brown, which is general theoretical study of social institutions, social relations, laws, religion, political and economic organizations. It is largely study of societies and cultures at a given point of time. Studying about societies, studying about cultures at a given point of time. Today in that society, how the people are living, today in how these people are living, today how these people are living is part of social anthropology. Variations, comparisons, comparatively we will be studying in social anthropology. Cultural anthropology, who devised it? Franz Boas. Studies human behavior that is learned rather than transmitted. I told behavior is because of culture. Behavior is because of culture. So how the behaviors are there in this culture, how the behaviors are there in this culture, how the behaviors are there in this culture will be studied in cultural anthropology. So social anthropology studies about the societal point of view, how societies are there in different places at a given point of time. Cultural anthropology studies about how the behaviors are there in different cultural setups at a given point of time. Hence this is social anthropology, this is cultural anthropology. When I combine both, it is called as socio-cultural anthropology. At an international symposium of anthropology was held at Geneva in 1953. With efforts of Skupin, a new term called as socio-cultural anthropology was accepted to encompass both society and culture. So earlier it was social anthropology, then it was cultural anthropology. In 1953 both combined and together they called it as socio-cultural anthropology. And evolution, and when the evolution happened of the subject, socio-cultural anthropology was not there. First it was social anthropology, next it is cultural anthropology, both combined together and called as socio-cultural anthropology. What is aim? Describe entire range of human behavior. So how human beings are behavior in Hyderabad, in Delhi, in Africa, in Asia, this will be studied in socio-cultural, entire range of human behavior. How primitive man would be behaving here, how modern man will be behaving here, how peasant man will be behaving like this. This all range of human behaviors will be studied in socio-cultural anthropology. Studying primitive cultures in present form. Ade primitive people ee roju unte vallu ela batukutaru. The same primitive people, if they are today, how they will be surviving is also part of socio-cultural anthropology. Study culture contact. Because of culture contact, primitive people, for example, a tribal people is living, how the tribal people will change, how the tribal people will have impact because of contact, because of culture contact. That will be studied in cultural contact. Reconstruction of social history. Reconstruction of cultural history. How socially, how they evolved. Reconstruction of social history means nothing. How the societies got evolved. So these are the main targets of socio-cultural anthropology. First target is what? A range of social behavior. Second is what? Primitive societies in present form. Third, because of contact, how the behaviors are getting changing or not. Once upon a time, tribal people used to live in forest. Now, because of contact, whether tribal people are today, not everyone, but some section of tribal people are coming into mainstream or not. Their behaviors are getting changed or not. Whether they are continuing tribal way of living or they are becoming modernized. Fourth, reconstructions of social, means how the societies got evolved. These are the four ambitions of socio-cultural anthropology. Means what? First we studied what is socio-cultural anthropology. We studied. Then there are 6 subdisciplines within the socio-cultural anthropology. What are those? Ecological anthropology, cultural historians, economic anthropology, political anthropology, next psychological anthropology, next political anthropology. 6 subfields. Then what is social? What is cultural? Then social and cultural both were being combined in 1953 in one of the international symposium. Then what is ambition of socio-cultural anthropology? 4 ambitions. First ambition is what? Range of human behaviors in different societies. Second, how the primitive people will be living today. Third, because of cultural contact, what are all the changes happening? Fourth, yes, socio-cultural anthropology helps in generating awareness of similarities and differences in human culture and behavior, which in turn helps to inculcate tolerance and avoid conflicts among populations for world peace and prosperity. So what is the final ambition of socio-cultural anthropology? So socio-cultural anthropology will tell that what are the similarities, what are the differences in behaviors in different societies, in different cultures. Hence, socio-cultural anthropology will tell that people will be different man, people will be of different sections. So we should not fight. Tolerance will be developed. Why? Because the final motto of man is what? Prosperity, peace. When we understand human behavior, this behavior is because of our culture, whereas this people behavior is because of this culture. When we understand this, then we will not take it seriously. Yes or no? When we understand this, then we will not take it seriously. When we don't take it seriously, there will be peace and tranquility. So progress will be there. Hence the final ambition of socio-cultural anthropology is, if we want peace and progress in the society, we have to understand there will be similarities, there will be differences according to societies, according to cultures. So not a big thing. That conclusion we will come into a final. That is about socio-cultural anthropology. Got it? Next, biological anthropology. So we understood socio-cultural anthropology. Biological anthropology. What we will be discussing in biological anthropology? Physical anthropology is the oldest discipline of anthropology which deals with biological evolution of man. It is termed biological anthropology as it deals not only with the physical aspects of human beings but also genetic aspects. You understand? In the beginning, the subject which evolved is called as physical anthropology. Means the first subject which got evolved in anthropology is with respect to biological evolution of man. How man had evolved from quadrupedal, from knuckle walking, from bipedal, erect posture. This was the first subject which evolved in anthropology. So first discipline which is called as physical anthropology. Later, to the physical evolution, how genetical inside, how the genetical changes happened. Hence, physical and genetical studies added into the subject. Hence, now it is called as biological anthropology. So, physical anthropology mainly studies only about, that is the reason 9.9th unit, 10th unit, 11th unit, when I was explaining, or in the beginning also, outside also, people will call physical anthropology or biological anthropology. Physical anthropology. People will call it as physical anthropology, not biological anthropology. Why? Because we will not go deeper into the genetics. We will just understand general. We were quadrupedal, how we became bipedal. So our subject was initially physical anthropology, which explained about how the evolution happened. Now what happened? Genetics added to it. Hence the subject now it is called as what? Biological anthropology. Now you got the difference between physical anthropology and biological anthropology. Physical anthropology is just how we got evolved physically is called as physical anthropology. In the process of physical evolution, how the genetics evolution happened, the genetical studies is also part of it. Then the subject physical anthropology changed into biological. In 18th century, scientists became curious about physical differences among human beings that laid foundation for study of race. Means what happened? First study. In biological anthropology, what we will study? The caste is to east, race is to west. How we used to suffer with caste, similarly the west used to suffer with race. Huge discrimination. White people, fair people are superior. Dark people are inferior. Fair people are intelligent, they used to believe. Dark people are unintelligent, they used to believe. So there used to be a lot of racial conflicts. So in biological anthropology, first study is focused around race, racism. Whether really our color is determined by blood or our color is also determined by environment, that we will be studying in biological anthropology. So it is not only by genetics, it is not only by blood, it is also by environment. If a white man is kept in Thar desert for 20 days, then hair will become woolly without a head bath and color will become darker than darker. Means there is nothing called as genetical, there is a role of genetical and environmental. So first aspect which we study in biological anthropology is about what? Race. అంటే అప్పట్లో తెల్లగా ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ అప్పర్, నల్లగా ఉన్న వాళ్ళందరూ లోవర్ అనేది చాలా పెద్ద కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ జరిగేదన్నమాట వెస్టర్న్లో. అప్పుడు రేస్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ చాలా పెద్ద కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉండే. అది చదివేవాళ్ళు ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ కింద? బయాలజికల్ ఆంథ్రోపాలజీ. సెకండ్, హ్యూమన్ బయాలజికల్ ఎవల్యూషన్, fossils of ancestor, how man evolved. Second subject, main, how man evolved from Australopithecines, Homo erectus, Neanderthal, Homo sapiens. Don't worry, these are new terms for everyone, including me when I was studying. When you practice for 4-5 times, it will become your familiar words. How man got evolved from early man is the second subject, which is called as human biological evolution. Third, primatology. We have a doubt whether man evolved from monkey or not. We have a doubt whether man evolved from monkey or not, whether man evolved from chimpanzee or not, whether man evolved from gorilla or not, whether man evolved from orangutan or not. This doubt will be solved in the subject called as primatology. Third subject, whether we evolved from monkeys or not, whether we evolved from apes or not, whether we evolved from primates or not, studied in subject called as primatology. So hence proved, we will be coming to the conclusion that whether we evolved from apes or not, hence the first study in biological anthropology is what? Race. Second study in biological anthropology is what? Human evolution. Third study in biological anthropology is what? We will think or not, whether parents or our relatives or friends will tell that is the reason man evolved from monkey, they will tell. If you are from after completion of the course, you will go, hey, what you are talking, man, we didn't evolve from monkey. Monkey is a parallel species. We are different and monkeys are different. When we will come to this conclusion after completion of primatology? Biological anthropology. The subject of physical anthropology showed gradual replacement of morphological studies by genetic and morphological means only form. Initially we was just studying about the form. Slowly what happened? This morphological studies were being changed by biological and genetical studies. Like what? ABO blood group, Mendel law of inheritance. Question of continuing the subject new physical anthropology was solved by terming as biological anthropology. Initially it was only morphology, morphs, how the forms were being changed. Genetics were added, blood studies were being added. Hence eventually it became like biological anthropology. But in your syllabus, biological anthropology is not there, physical anthropology is there. How we evolved, just physically is there. Relevance. To know the past which establishes man's place in animal kingdom. When we get command on biological anthropology, we will come to a conclusion that how man evolved in the animal kingdom. Why? Because man is also part of animals. How the man evolved in this animal kingdom, we will be coming to a final, we will come to a final conclusion. After the completion of our biological anthropology, 9, 10, 11, 12 of paper 1. So, if we read biological anthropology, what is relevance? You will come to conclusion how you evolved in the animal kingdom. Last. Applied physical anthropology such as health and nutrition, defense designing, sports anthropology to increase efficiency and effectiveness. So these all things we will be studying in anthropology. For example, what we will study here? If I am tall, you tell me if I am tall. Another short man is there. One tall man and short man are there. Both are practicing weightlifting. Who will be in advantage, tall man or short man? Think and tell. There is a weightlifting competition. Two people are in competition. One is tall man and short man. So weightlifting will be advantage to short man or tall man? Short man. Why? He need to lift longer distance or shorter distance? 5 feet and 6 feet. 1 feet extra by 6 feet fellow. So 1 feet extra he should lift. 1 feet extra energy he need to put. Biological anthropology will help in sports anthropology, and biological anthropology will tell that while you are deciding your sports, please decide your sports according to your physical features. If a man is practicing long jump, if he is short man and long man, the long jump will be beneficial to long man or short man? Long man. Why? Because his legs will be long, no? So for long jump, then biological anthropology will tell, please choose those sports which are suitable for your fitness. You know, Arjuna Ranatunga 1996 World Cup Sri Lanka was won. Arjuna Ranatunga was the captain. Jai Surya, Sanath Jai Surya, Arjuna Ranatunga, these were the players of Sri Lanka once upon a time. When Sachin Tendulkar was parallel, this Jai Surya was very, very popular. 1996 World Cup, in semi-finals India lost to Sri Lanka. Then to the final Sri Lanka went, and in 1996 final Sri Lanka won the World Cup for the first 2 times they won. That was the first time. Arjuna Ranatunga was the captain. When he come onto the crease, opponent players, bowlers will be feared. Why? Because he's a pinch hitter. There is only one weakness. If we want to out him, we can out only by run out. Why? Because his body will be here, his stomach will be here. That is the only disadvantage. But once he come onto this crease, if he just lift the ball, will go into the 6. The disadvantage is what? He cannot run. Then what? He will come. Just for 2-3 runs he will run. 4th run simply he will fall down and tell I want by runner. Then he starts. Then lot of people recommended, if you had chosen your sports according to your physique, then you would be more flourishing. Why? Because your weakness in cricket is your stomach. Means what? After studying biological anthropology, we will come to conclusion that how biology will help in choosing sports. So biology is not only about understanding our biology. Biology is not only about health and disease. Biology is not only about understanding evolution. Biology is not only about race and racism. Biology is also about recommending which sports will be useful and which sports will not be useful for your physical features. That also we will come to conclusion after studying which branch? Biological anthropology. So in biological anthropology, what all we studied? In biological anthropology, we studied about what is physical anthropology, how physical anthropology became biological anthropology, what all we are studying in biological anthropology, study of race, human biology and primatology. Then in biological anthropology, what are all there and how it is relevant? This is about biological anthropology. And tomorrow class, we will be discussing about linguistic anthropology.